Welcome to the ultimate guide to afterlife theories, because why not dive into the deep end of what happens after we kick the bucket with a side of laughs to keep things light? We're exploring some of the wildest, weirdest, and most wonderful ideas about what happens when we shuffle off this mortal coil. So grab a comfy seat, maybe a snack, subscribe if you haven't, and let's get existentially entertaining. Simulation theory. Ever feel like life is a bit too weird to be real? Enter simulation theory. This idea suggests that our reality is actually a giant, super advanced video game, and we're all just characters in it. Think The Sims, but with way more glitches and less ability to control when we eat or sleep. Philosopher Nick Bostrom argues that future generations might run simulations of their ancestors, so we could be part of some teenager's history homework project. The theory hinges on the idea that future computers will be powerful enough to create conscious beings. Kind of like how your laptop can almost handle running Cyberpunk 2077 without crashing. Ever felt like you're in a video game? Or think you've spotted a glitch in the Matrix? Share your suspicions. Dream theory. Dream theory suggests that what we call reality is actually just one big, elaborate dream. When we wake up, we simply start a new dream. It's like living in the movie Inception, but without Leonardo DiCaprio to guide us through the layers. The idea is based on our ability to feel all senses within dreams. Helen Keller, despite being deaf and blind, reported seeing and hearing in her dreams. So if our dreams can be so vivid, who's to say our waking life isn't just another layer of dreaming? Aztec Theory. The Aztecs had a pretty colorful take on the afterlife. According to their beliefs, the afterlife path you took depended on how you died. If you were a fallen soldier or a woman who died in childbirth, congrats! You got to become a hummingbird following the sun. Talk about a promotion. If you died naturally, you went to Mictlan, the Aztec version of hell, where you faced 9 stages of obstacles to liberate your soul. For those who died by drowning or disease, you went to Tlalocan, a paradise ruled by the rain god Tlaloc. Frozen head theory. For those who think the afterlife could use a little science fiction, there's the frozen head theory, also known as cryogenics. This speculative practice involves preserving bodies, or just heads, in cryogenic chambers after death, with the hope that future advancements in medicine can bring them back to life. So far, no one has been successfully revived from cryogenic stasis, but that doesn't stop people from hoping. Imagine waking up in the future, ready to explore a whole new world, or at least find out if they finally have flying cars. Egg theory. Egg theory, a fictional story by Andy Weir. This theory suggests that all human beings are reincarnations of a single individual. The protagonist learns that every human experience, happy or sad, will be experienced by them, and eventually they'll become a god after living every human life ever. It's the ultimate empathy challenge. You'll live everyone's life, understanding every perspective, and ultimately reach divine status. This theory is popular on the internet, but not widely believed. Still, it's a fascinating thought experiment. Nothingness and uncertain theory. For those who like their afterlife theories straightforward, we have the nothingness theory, or eternal oblivion. This theory suggests that when you die, that's it. No consciousness, no dreams, just darkness. It's like the universe's ultimate power-off button. Mostly accepted by atheists, about 17% of Americans don't believe in any afterlife. Then there's the uncertain theory, which posits that we simply don't know what happens after death, and it's impossible to know. It's like the ultimate cliffhanger with no sequel in sight. Ever felt comforted or terrified by the idea of nothingness? Or do you prefer the uncertainty? Share your thoughts on these big unknowns with us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Christian Heaven and Hell. Christianity offers one of the most well-known afterlife theories, heaven and hell. Be good and you get a golden ticket to heaven, a place of eternal happiness, peace, and probably an endless buffet. Be bad and you're off to hell, a fiery pit of torment, definitely not on anyone's vacation bucket list. Heaven is often depicted as a place with pearly gates, angelic choirs, and streets paved with gold. Hell, on the other hand, has fire, brimstone, and a distinct lack of air conditioning. It's the cosmic version of good cop, bad cop. Mormon Theory. In Mormonism, the afterlife is all about real estate. Heavenly real estate, that is. There are 3 degrees of glory: celestial, terrestrial, and telestial kingdoms. Think of it like a divine neighborhood with varying levels of exclusivity. The celestial kingdom is the Beverly Hills of the afterlife, where you get to hang out with God, stay with your family, and maybe even become a god yourself. Pretty sweet deal, right? The terrestrial kingdom is like the suburbs. Nice, but not as posh. The telestial kingdom? Well, it's more like that sketchy part of town your mom warned you about. The debate on these beliefs rages within and outside the Mormon church, but one thing's for sure. Everyone wants that celestial upgrade. Egyptian. The ancient Egyptians took the afterlife very seriously. They believed in an elaborate journey to the afterlife, involving the weighing of the heart against the feather of Ma'at. If your heart was lighter than the feather, you got to enter the field of reeds, their version of paradise. If not, well, your heart got devoured by a monstrous creature. Yikes. They also believed in mummification and burial with all sorts of goodies to help you in the afterlife. It's like packing for the ultimate vacation, making sure you have everything you need for eternity. The astral plane. Ever thought about sticking around as a ghost? Some believe in the astral plane, a mystical dimension where spirits chill after death. Picture it as a supernatural waiting room where you can watch over loved ones, haunt that annoying neighbor, or just float around being all spooky. It's like living in a permanent episode of Ghost Hunters, except you're the star. Spiritualists and New Age folks dig this one. It's like having a backstage pass to life. You get to float around, maybe move a chair here or there, and generally be the life of the after party. Plus, you never have to pay rent again. Score. Ever imagined what it would be like to haunt someone or just float around? The eternal return. Friedrich Nietzsche had this trippy idea called the eternal return. Imagine living your life over and over again, infinitely. Every joy, every sorrow, every mundane Monday morning, on repeat, forever. It's like Groundhog Day with cosmic implications. Not exactly paradise, but at least you'd get really good at your morning routine. Nietzsche thought this concept could make us live our lives more intentionally, knowing every moment might be repeated ad infinitum. So, next time you're stuck in traffic, remember, you might be reliving this moment for eternity. Maybe put on your favorite song and enjoy the ride? The cosmic consciousness. Some believe that after death, our individual consciousness merges with a greater universal consciousness. Imagine dropping a water droplet back into the ocean. This idea is found in various philosophies, suggesting a kind of spiritual unity with the cosmos. No individuality, just pure, infinite existence. You're not gone. You're just everywhere and everything. It's a peaceful thought, imagining yourself as part of the universe's grand design. Plus, you'd never have to worry about losing your keys again, the personal heaven. Why settle for a generic afterlife when you can have a custom-made one? Some folks believe that each person creates their own heaven or hell based on their desires, beliefs, and actions. It is the ultimate VR experience tailored just for you. This idea pops up in various spiritual and metaphysical beliefs, suggesting the afterlife is as unique as each individual's imagination. Imagine a heaven where pizza has no calories, and you have front row seats to every concert ever. Your afterlife, your rules. Purgatory. Purgatory is like the cosmic DMV. Nobody really wants to be there, but sometimes you just gotta wait it out. This idea, mostly popular in Catholicism, is where souls go to get a little extra cleansing before they're ready for the big leagues, heaven. Think of it as a spiritual car wash where you're scrubbed of your sins. It's not as bad as hell, but it's no paradise either. You're there to pay off the last of your moral debts, kind of like serving detention in high school. Once you've done your time, you're free to move on to eternal bliss. Ever felt like you're in purgatory in real life? Or thought about what it would be like? Transcendence. Transcendence is like hitting the next level in a video game. Instead of just shuffling off to some otherworldly plane, you evolve to a higher state of being. Imagine leaving your physical form behind and becoming a being of pure energy or thought. Some folks believe this is the ultimate goal, where you surpass all human limitations and join a higher state of existence. It's like becoming a Jedi Master, but even cooler. You'd have access to universal knowledge, infinite wisdom, and maybe even the ability to create your own realities. Rastafarianism. Rastafarianism is an Abrahamic religion that developed in Jamaica in the 1930s. They have a unique spin on Christianity, believing Jesus was a black African, and viewing traditional Christianity as an invention by white oppressors. For Rastafarians, death is just a transition to another realm, and they don't hold funerals. because why mourn when the soul is just moving to a new crib? Rastafarians believe the soul continues its journey if you've been practicing righteousness. So, it's like getting a VIP pass to the next stage of existence as long as you've been on your best behavior. Buddhism. Buddhism has a detailed take on the afterlife with reincarnation and karma playing central roles. You get reborn into one of 6 realms: gods, demigods, humans, animals, ghosts, and hell. Your karma decides where you land, so it's like a spiritual game of chutes and ladders. The ultimate goal is to reach nirvana, a state of freedom from worldly desires and suffering. Think of it as the ultimate vacation where you don't have to come back. Hinduism. Hinduism takes reincarnation to the next level with the belief in an endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth called samsara. Your actions, karma, in this life determine your next life. So you could come back as a king or a cockroach, depending on how you've lived. The goal is to achieve moksha, or liberation from this cycle, and unite with the divine. It's like finally finishing a never-ending marathon and getting to chill in eternal bliss. Islam. In Islam, the afterlife is all about the Day of Judgment. It's the ultimate exam, where your deeds are weighed, and you find out if you're heading to Jannah, heaven, or Jahannam, hell. It's a very black and white outcome, no retakes or do-overs. Ever thought about how your deeds might stack up on the Day of Judgment? Or curious about what Jannah or Jahannam might be like? Parallel universe theory. Imagine every decision you make creating a new universe where each possible outcome plays out. Welcome to the parallel universe theory, also known as the many worlds theory. It is the ultimate choose your own adventure book, but instead of just one story, you get infinite sequels. According to this theory, when you die, you don't really die. Instead, you continue living in a different portion of space and time within the same universe. Think of it as the universe's way of saying, you're not done yet. So, every time you decide between pizza and salad, somewhere out there, another you is enjoying that other choice. So there you have it. Some of the most well-known afterlife theories. What is your most preferred one? Share us your opinion, subscribe, and until next time.